Hi everybody, welcome back. This video is selling on Poshmark and Mercari for beginners. So today we're going to do a really simple video on taking photos. I picked out 3 items here, just real quick: a dress, a men's dress shirt, and a regular top. So that way we can have a variety of different styles and how I photograph them. This type of photographs, you don't need to have like a professional setup or anything. I don't have a professional setup. I have a hue light that I use, and I like this light because I can change the setting, and you can have all different types of light, but I have it on the most bright white, and then I have the window open behind me. So all I have is a white door, and you can see the handles here, or the doorknob, and I have a little handle in the closet and things like that. But honestly, it's not going to matter when I show you how I do my editing. This is what I have to work with right now, so this is what I use. I have a mannequin, some other stuff, but this video is for beginners, so you shouldn't need to go out and buy anything. You should be able to do everything with what you have just to get started on Poshmark. So I have a little command hook right here. I just grabbed this dress on a hanger. So for the dress, you're just going to want to make sure that you have it within frame. And I need to say, when you take your photos for Poshmark, you need to have it set to the square setting. So make sure it's in the square setting, because if you don't have it in that setting, when you upload them to list them, they're going to be completely off, and it's just going to make things a lot more difficult for you. And so just do it from that setting to begin with. You can also take your pictures through the Poshmark app and upload them that way, but I do them through my regular photographs, so that way I can edit them to my liking and then upload them. Okay, so just make sure your dress is centered on the hanger. It's black, so make sure everything's lint rolled and clean, and there's, you know, no fuzzies or anything dirty. This tie I would probably have tied a little nicer, but it's just for a quick video. Make sure all your buttons are buttoned. See, this one's hanging out a bit, so make sure all your buttons are buttoned. Okay, you got your tag right here. So my first photo, I would do like this, a whole shot of the dress. Then I would do something up close, the top, the bottom. I would take a picture of the sleeves here, not one of each sleeve, but you know, just showing you the sleeves. I would take a picture of the tag up close. See right here, you want to make sure you could get the tag, the size tag. That little tag, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes on like clothes, the tags fold in, and something you can do is just get like a pointer. People use pencils or pens. I actually just use my finger, and I just make sure, like, so imagine if this was the large tag and it was folded in. Okay, so it's folded in. I just hold it because I try to be quick with my pictures. I mean, I do the best job that I can, but I honestly don't think it matters like a ton on those tiny little details. If you have the time to put into it, great, but I don't. I try to be efficient with where I use my time because it is so limited and I have to space it out. So I would just hold it, and then when I do the editing, I would crop my finger out. So it's not like you're gonna see my finger, finger in the picture anyways. Okay, so with this type of dress, I would probably take a picture here of the waistline, and then I would also see how it has a little slit here. You want to show the slit, and I usually just pull the slit up and show underneath. And then in my description, because this is a fully lined dress, I would write in my description that it's fully lined and make sure I would take a picture. Okay, you would flip the dress around, take a photo of the back of the dress and the top of the collar, and then maybe the back. And if it had a slit going up the back, you'll be sure to include that in your measurements. So to measure this dress, I basically do for every item, or most of my items, I should say, not every item, I would do shoulder, let me show you, shoulder to shoulder, pit to pit. For anything that has like a waistline, any kind of stitching on the waist, I would do waist. You can do the bust, but I'm going to be honest, for this dress, I wouldn't do it because I have my pit to pit right here. So I don't really find it necessary to do like a ton of measurements. I don't think it makes that much difference in my sales. A lot of my items, I don't even put measurements on it because I have to be efficient with my time, and a lot of brands, people know what size they are already, but for things that are oddly shaped, or especially like a dress that's form-fitting and doesn't have any give, I would include the measurements. And then you'll do shoulder to the hem. Also, let's see, where's my fabric on this? Well, I'm not going to go digging for it, but you would also take a picture of the fabric tag on here. So that's pretty much how I would photograph this dress. Okay. Next, let's do this men's shirt. So firstly, make sure all your buttons are buttoned, but this is just a quick photo. So men's shirt, I would do the same. Make sure that I have it centered within my frame, up close of the collar, real nice tag right here. Because this item is new with tags, okay, so you have all these tags right here from your store tags. I'm not going to include that in the photographs, but this tag I would. And if I'm listing it with the price, I will leave this on. If it's something that I'm not listing with the price, see, you can just take this off, okay? I would make sure to get the size in there, but there's also a size tag on this one, so I would take a picture of the size tag right here. And for measurements, because this honestly has the sizing, I wouldn't even bother measuring this shirt. Like, I just don't see the point. You know, it gives you the measurements and the size. For a dress shirt like this, a man's gonna know his size that he wears. And if somebody requests measurements, then I would go ahead and take it, but I would just do basic. And then right here, the back of it, this would be steamed. I wouldn't take it with all these wrinkles. Make sure it's clean and nice and steamed. This is a nice detail. I would take a picture of the penguin here and the button. So anything that has like the logo, make sure you take an up close photo of the logo. Okay, so this shirt here, I'm actually not gonna list it, but I just wanna show you, and it was easy to grab. So I have this shirt right here. This is white shirt. So against the white door, it kind of looks like it doesn't stand out that much. So you could honestly do it on another color wall if you have it. I used to take pictures right here. So I would do it on this wall here. So that way it stands out a little bit better for the photographs. And if you notice in this picture, and the reason I'm not listing it is because it just has a little stain right here. I think it's something that can come out with a Tide pen, but I just don't want to spend the time right now doing it. Maybe eventually I'll get to it, but it's not my priority. So I would definitely photograph the detail right here on the chest, the neckline, the tag. So see what I was saying? Say this tag is like popped up and you can't get it to stay down on its own. Just hold it with your finger and snap the photo up close like that. And then you can crop it. It's just easier to crop it. And I just think it looks better than holding a pencil. Like, I don't know. I just don't want a pencil in the picture. So I just, like I said, crop it. I would take this one. I would take off this little tag, photograph that. And then again, you're going to do shoulder to shoulder, pit to pit, shoulder to hem. Depending on the style of clothing, I do sell a lot of plus size clothing, so I do a lot more measurements on those ones because like I'll do like, you know, the bust, and the bust is pretty similar to pit, but some people want to know like right here the bust, and they want to know the waistline at the bottom. But for a simple shirt like that, I'm not going to do that. So that's how I would measure this t-shirt. Now I have this whiteboard here, and I started off with this whiteboard. I still use it a lot, and I have a couple different whiteboards, but this one right here is for things like this, you know, just little small items that you're not going to want to put up against, obviously, on a door. And see how the light is reflecting? So because I don't have a professional setup, this is for beginners. I just try to like position it to where the light is not reflecting. So you can see if I just move it around, there we go. It's not, let's see, I'll move the paper off the board. Much better. So there we go. So I would snap my photo right here. See right here on the right corner, that's my phone and the shadows there, but it doesn't matter too much with what I'm going to show you with what I use to edit these photos. It's not too noticeable. See right there. So it'd be like that. And then something like this, I would take a picture from the side. I would take a picture of the back. Maybe something like, sometimes I hold things to do a close-up. Well, I wouldn't want my fingers in it, but you can hold it from below right here and get it like that. I also use this board to photograph like my makeup items, any other just small items. You can even do, let's see, what do I have here? This is just some random stuff that I have just to show you. Something small like this, a kid's item, a little kid's onesie. You could take your photograph. I wouldn't put the measurements on something like this. If it has a size, then that's fine. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Remember to take your pictures using the square mode. And if you're using an iPhone, that's what I have to use. So for my settings, and the same thing if you do it from like an iPad or anything like that, make sure you take it in the square mode and include your measurements for tops, dresses. You know, you do shoulder to shoulder, pit to pit, shoulder to hem. That's the basic that I do for all of them. Oh, I forgot to do a pair of pants. Let's see if I could find a quick pair of pants here just to show you. Okay. Here's something real quick. I forgot about that. So same thing, make sure that it's within your frame. And these pants, I might even lay them on the board and do it that way. Make sure you get the Nike logo, anything like this, the reflective strip, the zippers on the side, the tag. Inside here, the lining, this has a little drawstring. I would include the drawstring. I would take a picture of the back, the zipper. Always check your items and make sure that your zipper works. Make sure there's no like holes in your pockets. Just little things like that. If you have a pair of pants and you're photographing them with and they have a button, make sure the button, the front is button, zipper. I would take a picture of the back and the dry fit logo, and that's pretty much basic. Oh, and then for measurements, you would just do waist. Okay, I will say for jeans, it's a little bit different. So like, let's just imagine these are a pair of jeans. I would do waist. You can do hips. This is the inseam. Okay, the inseam is not here to here. This will be, I'm pretty sure, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna go back and double check. After this, I will list it in the description if I'm wrong, but when I list mine, I do waist, sometimes I do hip, not all the time. These pants, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't even measure these for the size, maybe just the inseam. This is the inseam. But this is considered the length, but like I said, I'll double check on that and then I'll be sure to update you. But pretty basic. And for jeans, sometimes people want to do the front rise and the back rise. I do for jeans just because they're more like not size specific, you know, brands vary, but if you're buying a pair of Nike leggings, you probably know your size, and I haven't had any complaints about that. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. Something like a top like this. See the sleeves right here? Because they're open, you know, you want to like, it's hard to show that detail if it's hanging flat, if it's like this. So this is something that I might put on the mannequin so that you could show its form. And then even right here, because it's cinched at the waist, it shows its form a little better. So I really hope this video helped you with your photographs. And this mannequin right here, I use it for dresses, but what I have found is like smaller sizes, you know, it's a little bit harder to get it on and off. But if I'm measuring some plus size stuff, I'll put it on this mannequin here, and then I'll pin it in the back. So I'll pin it to make it look a little bit more form-fitting. And just make sure anything that has like this belt here goes with another dress over here. So I would make sure to measure it, or not measure it, I'm sorry, I would photograph it with the accessories. And yeah, so I hope that helped you out.